I'm Matt Eastlake, founder at Interview Performance, and in this video we're going to focus on the civil service behaviour, making effective decisions. Doesn't matter what grade you are aiming for, what grade you are, the framework for how you go about making good decisions is generally always the same. It's just the story you use, and that's up to you, what you select, if you like, to put over the top of the framework. So what is the framework for making effective decisions? We've got the descriptor, obviously, or the description in the document, the success profile behavior document. But let's bring that to life. So after you've described the situation and you've told us that your task was to make a decision or recommendation based on that situation, I always suggest that you tell the panel why this was going to be challenging. Now, when we're faced with very difficult decisions, there's only really 5 reasons why a decision could be really difficult. And you need to build these into your answer, because then your actions are going to overcome these challenges, and your actions are how you did it. So the first thing, the challenge is, why is decision making challenging? Well, it's challenging for these reasons. 1, you don't have all the information you need, and you might not be able to get it, or it's incomplete, it's not robust. 2, there are significant risks associated with any decision you make. Could be financial, operational, legal, reputational, political. Number 3, there could also already be significant opinion out there as to what should happen. So you've already got this groundswell of opinion that is trying to influence any decision or recommendation you want to make, which makes it more difficult. Number 4, you don't have a great deal of time. Normally when we're under time pressure, things get more difficult. So time is always a constant in this. And the final one is because maybe you're not 100% familiar about the subject matter, so you're going to have to learn fast. If you add all of those into your answer, I guarantee you've got all of the challenges that you could face when you have to make a difficult decision. So your actions, how do you overcome those? What is the framework we are looking for you to demonstrate? Well, the first thing is you've got to gather as much information as possible, even if you can't get everything. You've got to talk to the right people. We want you to include others, whether it's your team, whether it's going to experts, to colleagues, desktop research. You're trying to get as much information as possible. You are rigorous in your research. Having amassed all of this information, what you've got to try and do is make sense of it. And then you've got to tell us that you thought of different alternatives, different options. I regularly hear in answers people going straight from A to Z. Right, having done that, that was my solution. We don't want that. We want you to take us through the different alternatives, the different options. And different options, each option will have slightly different risk. And therefore, what we're looking for is that you can demonstrate you understood the different risks. And when you've described that, and maybe even taken that to others to get their opinion and their view, it's always very good if you can get others involved. You were then able to make a recommendation and maybe even mitigate some of the risks. So if you can take us through that kind of framework, and then of course you made your decision, you need to tell us the result, maybe the implementation of that, or the final outcome of that decision or recommendation, then what you've done is demonstrated a framework about how you go about making decisions. And that fundamentally is what we are listening for. Hopefully the story you choose to demonstrate that, or you select, is something that's recent and relevant. And the more senior you are, hopefully the more complex, maybe the more strategic it becomes, and the more you involve others in that process. So thanks very much for listening. As always, if you want to talk to me, just go onto the website, interviewperformance.co.uk, book a free consultation. It's no obligation, and you can discuss with me what you need and how I can help. So thanks for listening. Look forward to joining you again in the next video. Cheers.